Hello everybody and welcome back to Quarantine Kids Storytime. My name's Sascha Cooper and I'm the co-founder of this project. Yesterday, we saw Mowgli learn the truth about where he comes from and also what the wolf pack intend to do to him, as well as Shere Khan. What is he going to do with that fire flower that he's got there? Let's find out, shall we? Akela, the young wolf, lay by the side of his rock as a sign that the leadership of the pack was open, and Shere Khan, with the following of scrap-fed wolves, walked to and fro openly, being flattered. Bagheera lay close to Mowgli, and the firepot was between Mowgli's knees. When they were all gathered together, Shere Khan began to speak, a thing he would never have dared to do when Akela was in his prime. "He has no right," whispered Bagheera. "Say so. He is a dog's son. He will be frightened." Mowgli sprang to his feet. "Free people!" he cried. "Does Shere Khan lead the pack? What has a tiger to do with our leadership?" "Seeing that the leadership is yet open and being asked to speak," Shere Khan began. "By whom?" said Mowgli. "Are we all jackals to fawn on this cattle butcher? The leadership of the pack is with the pack alone." There were yells of, "Silence, thou man's cub! Let him speak! He has kept our law!" And at last the seniors of the pack thundered, "Let the dead wolf speak!" When a leader of the pack has missed his kill, he is called the dead wolf as long as he lives, which is not long, as a rule. Akela raised his old head wearily. "Free people, and ye too, jackals of Shere Khan. For 12 seasons I have led ye to and from the kill, and in all that time not one has been trapped or maimed. Now I have missed my kill. Ye know how that plot was made. Ye know how ye brought me up to an untried buck to make my weakness known. It was cleverly done. Your right is to kill me here on the Council Rock now. Therefore I ask, who comes to make an end of the lone wolf? For it is my right by the law of the jungle that ye come one by one." There was a long hush, for no single wolf cared to fight Akela to the death. Then Shere Khan roared, "Bah! What have we to do with this toothless fool? He is doomed to die. It is the man-cub who has lived too long. Free people, he was my meat from the first. Give him to me. I am weary of this man-wolf folly. He has troubled the jungle for 10 seasons. Give me the man-cub, or I will hunt here always and not give you one bone. He is a man's child, and from the marrow of my bones I hate him." Then more than half the pack yelled, "A man? A man? What has a man to do with us? Let him go to his own place." "And turn all the people of the villages against us?" snarled Shere Khan. "No, give him to me. He is a man, and none of us can look him between the eyes." Akela lifted his head again, and he said, "He has eaten our food. He has slept with us. He has driven game for us. He has broken no word of the law of the jungle. Also, I paid for him with a bull when he was accepted. The worth of a bull is little, but Bagheera's honour is something that he will perhaps fight for," said Bagheera in his most gentle voice. "A bull paid 10 years ago," the pack snarled. "What do we care for bones 10 years old?" "Oh, for a pledge," said Bagheera, his white teeth bared under his lip. "Well are ye called the Free People." "No man's cub can run with the people of the jungle," roared Shere Khan. "Give him to me!" "He is our brother in all but blood," Akela went on, "and ye would kill him here. In truth, I have lived too long. Some of ye are eaters of cattle, and of others I have heard that under Shere Khan's teaching ye go by dark night and snatch children from the villager's doorstep. Therefore, I know ye to be cowards, and it is cowards I speak to. It is certain that I must die, and my life is of no worth, or I would offer that in the man-cub's place. But for the sake of the honour of the pack, a little matter that, by being without a leader, you have forgotten. I promise that if ye let the man-cub go to his own place, I will not, when my time comes to die, bear one tooth against ye. I will die without fighting. That will at least save the pack 3 lives. More I cannot do. But if ye will, I can save ye the shame that comes of killing a brother against whom there is no fault, a brother spoken for and brought into the pack according to the law of the jungle." "He is a man, a man, a man!" snarled the pack, and most of the wolves began to gather round Shere Khan, whose tail was beginning to twitch. "Now the business is in thy hands," said Bagheera to Mowgli. "We can do no more except fight." Mowgli stood upright, the fire pot in his hands. Then he stretched out his arms and yawned in the face of the council. But he was furious with rage and sorrow, for wolf-like the wolves had never told him how they hated him. "Listen, you!" he cried. "There is no need for this dog's jabber. Ye have told me so often tonight that I am a man, though indeed I would have been a wolf with you to my life's end, that I feel your words are true. So I do not call ye my brothers any more, but dogs, as a man should. What ye will do and what ye will not do is not yours to say. That matter is with me, and that we may see the matter more plainly, I, the man, have brought ye here a little of the red flour which ye dogs fear." He flung the fire-pot on the ground, and some of the red coals lit a tuft of dry moss that flared up as all the council drew back in terror before the leaping flames. Mowgli thrust his dead branch into the fire until the twigs lit and crackled and welded above his head among the cowering wolves. "Thou art the master," said Bagheera in an undertone. "Save Akela from the death. He was ever thy friend." Akela, the grim old wolf, who had never asked for mercy in his life, gave one piteous look at Mowgli as the boy stood all naked, his long black hair tossing over his shoulders in the light of the blazing branch that made the shadows jump and quiver. "Good," said Mowgli, staring around slowly and thrusting out his lower lip. "I see that ye are dogs. I go from you to my own people, if they be my own people. The jungle is shut to me, and I must forget your talk and your companionship. But I will be more merciful than ye are, because I was all but your brother in blood. I promise that when I am a man among men, I will not betray ye to men, as ye have betrayed me." He kicked the fire with his foot, and the sparks flew up. "There shall be no war between any of us and the pack. But here is a debt to pay before I go." He strode forward to where Shere Khan sat blinking stupidly at the flames and caught him by the tuft of his chin. Bagheera followed close in case of accidents. "Up, dog!" Mowgli cried. "Up when a man speaks, or I will set that coat ablaze." Shere Khan's ears lay flat back on his head, and he shut his eyes, for the blazing branch was very near. "This cattle killer said that he would kill me in the council, because he had not killed me when I was a cub. Thus and thus, then, do we beat dogs when we are men. Stir a whisker, Lungri, and I ram the red flour down thy gutlet." He beat Shere Khan over the head with the branch, and the tiger whimpered and whined in agony of fear. "Pah! Singed jungle cat, go now. But remember, when next I come to the council rock, as a man should come, it will be with Shere Khan's hide on my head. For the rest, Akela goes free to live as he pleases. Ye will not kill him, because that is not my will. Nor do I think that ye will sit here any longer, lolling out your tongues as though ye were somebodies, instead of dogs whom I drive out. Thus, go!" The fire was burning furiously at the end of the branch, and Mowgli struck right and left round the circle, and the wolves ran howling with the sparks burning their fur. At last there were only Akela, Bagheera, and perhaps 10 wolves that had taken Mowgli's part. Then something began to hurt Mowgli inside him, as he had never been hurt in his life before, and he caught his breath and sobbed, and the tears ran down his face. "What is it? What is it?" he said. "I do not wish to leave the jungle, and I do not know what this is. Am I dying, Bagheera?" "No, little brother. These are only tears, such as men use," said Bagheera. "Now I know thou art a man, and a man's cub no longer. The jungle is shut indeed to thee henceforward. Let them fall, Mowgli. They are only tears." So Mowgli sat and cried as though his heart would break, and he had never cried in all his life before. "Now," he said, "I will go to men. But first I must say farewell to my mother." And he went to the cave where she lived with Father Wolf, and he cried on her coat, while the 4 cubs howled miserably. "You will not forget me," said Mowgli. "Never while we can follow a trail," said the cubs. "Come to the foot of the hill when thou art a man, and we will talk to thee, and we will come into the croplands to play with thee by night." "Come soon," said Father Wolf. "O wise little frog, come soon, for we be old, thy mother and I." "Come soon," said Mother Wolf, "little naked son of mine, for listen, child of man, I loved thee more than ever I loved my cubs." "I will surely come," said Mowgli, "and when I come, it will be to lay out Shere Khan's hide upon the council rock. Do not forget me. Tell them in the jungle never to forget me." The dawn was beginning to break when Mowgli went down the hillside alone to the crops to meet these mysterious things that are called men. And I hereby end of this part and chapter with this poem. Hunting Song of the Seonee Pack. As the dawn was breaking, the Sambler bellied once, twice, and again, and a doe leapt up, and a doe leapt up from the pond in the wood where the wild deer sup. This I, scouting alone, beheld once, twice, and again. As the dawn was breaking, the Sambler belled once, twice, and again. And a wolf stole back, and a wolf stole back to carry the word to the waiting pack. And we sought, and we found, and we bayed on his track once, twice, and again. As the dawn was breaking, the wolf pack yelled once, twice, and again. Feet in the jungle that leave no mark, eyes that can see in the dark. The dark tongue, give tongue to it. Hark, oh hark, once, twice, and again. And hereby endeth the wonderful chapter of Mowgli's Brothers. My word, what a crazy start to this adventure, ladies and gentlemen, and all in 4 parts of that first chapter. But it doesn't end there, the adventure. Tune in tomorrow when we find out about the snake called Kaa. My name's been Sascha Cooper, and this has been The Jungle Book by Rudyard Kipling. Take care, everybody, and as always, stay safe out there in these uncertain times. Bye-bye.